Hey guys, my name is Marco. I'm a former professional opera singer and I love talking about video game music and anime music from an emotional perspective. Today we're going to be checking out Prettiest Star and Karma, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0. I don't know what this means. I need to watch this. This is on my to-do list. If you want to watch anime with me, check it out at patreon.com/MarcoMeatball. Let's check it out. Prettiest Star and Karma. I love how expressive this is. There's some dissonance in there as well with the sopranos. Some gorgeous, I think what's really excellent about this is how we're using consonants to accent. Consonants are a funny thing in singing because oftentimes sopranos, we actually tend to not hear the consonants based on where the vocal track lies. In this particular case, what's really interesting to me is the song is quite earnest. There's a purity in it, even though it's got a little bit of darkness in it, doesn't it? Has a little bit of anger and certainly a depressive quality. Now, if I recall from I watched Evangelion 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I can't remember. I was in the throes of some physical issues. And so I remember watching it and I was having constant heart palpitations. So I didn't really click with it. I was just trying to pass the day because I was constantly feeling my heart beating out of my chest at this time in my life. And so I don't remember much of it, but I remember that the main character being deeply depressed, but then his superior, his teacher, and then he was attracted to the redhead girl, but she wasn't very nice, and then they ended up in the eaves. And then the teacher was always smoking, and then she would take baths, and he was there, and his dad didn't I don't know, I can't remember. I gotta watch it again. I don't remember any of it, honestly. I didn't even finish it. But, it's interesting because when we start, the basses in this in the beginning are both extremely prevalent. Ba, ba. So this is at 1 minute, 20 seconds. Let's go to the beginning so you can hear what I'm saying. Ooh. You hear how the bass there has a real strong presence, and so where the ethereal qualities actually come in are the sopranos. Ooh, 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 which is actually the same singer, Catherine Bott, and then Deborah Miles Johnson. So that's where we get ethereal. We get there's a little bit of longing. There's a little bit of hope, but the basses down there are both intimidating and scary and uncomfortable. And also the sort of, not the rectifiers, that's not the right word. That's where the emphasis is, and that they support the sound. They support that sort of arpeggiation. And emotionally, they're both a support system and an antagonist at the same time. I find that kind of interesting just because of the just the way they are. And then we do get tenors there near the middle of where I stopped. Gorgeous soprano. And what's interesting about the melodic line is that it's not necessarily even. So while it does have a melody and it's fairly, not catchy, but it's fairly yada, 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 you can kind of pick up on it. It doesn't necessarily follow standard patterns to me, which in my mind, this is tension. It's angst. You know what I mean? It's frustration. It's agitation. It's so sometimes when a melody is not even like this, that's where we discover unrest within a character, unrest in a circumstance, right? The little subtle things. I'll keep listening. Celestial skies to inspire with more. Beautiful strings. So the strings actually are just doing this beautiful thing where they're guiding the soprano, kind of following along with her, really supporting her. And so the chorus goes from being this the instrumentation and the vocals. Now it's interesting because now we really get ourselves a choir that is essentially acting in unison with the soprano soloist because the strings are accompanying that. And I love how it ends up feeling more like a love song even now. The future far reaches the past, and at last. I love that. Reaches the past, and at last. As we got the chromatic steps down. And the last. Again, it has this real lilt of longing and I don't know, kind of like confusion in a way. It's gorgeous. Prettiest star. And that's an interesting movement. Yada, yada. It's very, very angsty. Very agitated. But it's also like a love song, too. It makes no sense. Ah, see, that's a big shift. Ah, this is a different piece. This is Opus 209 lead. So it's interesting. So Prettiest Star was what we just heard. Very lovely and effervescent and contemplative. Like it felt really connected to the body, looking up at the sky and you know, really thinking about life and thinking about what it feels like to be in this existence. And then Karma has, again, this edge of danger, this edge of malice, this edge of darkness. You start with the low voices and the tenors. And then actually, interestingly enough, the video actually changes from, I don't know, that other character, Shiro, I think his character's name is, and then it goes to Eve. And it's interesting how in this song, in this moment, what I'm hearing is a type of like agitation, right? Even though it's beautiful, it's actually like tired and heavy, which is kind of cool. My inner peace, my inner peace knows from from knowing myself. Oh, my soul. It's like, do you though? There's a little bit of that danger and that zhuzh in there. My inner peace knows from knowing myself. Right, but it's like, whoa, what happened there? Why? Strength. Yeah. Ooh, knowing from my strength within. Are you sure? Ooh, well, there's a twist in there. There's some degree of malice in that, because we wouldn't do that unless it was indicative of like danger and you know, brokenness. It's like you're lying. Like you might believe it, but that's a lie. I will guide us to the oh. There's stress and anxiety in that, but also notice how beautiful and rich and warm the sound is. Course of life that's given to me. It's all open-throated, real lifted, soft palate, not a lot of vibrato. We really get a natural choral sound. And then actually it's that feeling is like pressing into and compressing and there's a lot of anxiety in that. Even though, again, the lyrics, you know, you hear the undulation of the waves, the text is very indicative of one thing, but the choral backing and the sort of subtext is very different. There's a lot of like ebb and flow of like, if I recall, the themes here are really about adulthood, growing up, like a young boy, becoming a man. I remember it being kind of fucked up, but I don't remember to what degree. I know his dad is like really tough on him, but anyway, so you can hear how there's like there's anxiety right there, and how, I mean, like dissonance is shit. Total dissonance. Right there, like what? Why is that there? I like that too. Like a flower will grow. It's so beautiful, so rich. Charm will shine beyond. Life has gone. Some love will be so. Oh, for all eternity. And it's so it doesn't resolve. Ooh, that's rough. It's beautiful, but it's so unnerving. And I think that this is something that classical music can do in some ways more or / better than other forms of media because of the humanity within it. I think that the human voice and instruments and all the stuff that's being played by people, obviously rock works, all this stuff works, but the depth which we can get in a choral piece like that, to have it be so visceral, but subtly visceral, right? Subtle, very unnerving. Because why? I mean, it's like the lyrics are positive. The text is about like brimming with life and beginning anew and getting opportunities to live. And yet, the twist there is deeply unsettling. Like, what? Pretty cool stuff. I mean, God, what a gorgeous... this is from the movie. So Pretty Star and Karma, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway... lots of cool stuff here on the channel. Feel free to check out the Patreon if you want to watch some anime together. Yeah, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.